Hello, good morning. Um, Scrap and Lizzie here from the Scrap and Lizzie Unicorn Group. I am, I think I'm going to try and make a series using this book cover. Now, this is quite large for a journal, but I'm going to call this my Alone Together journal. Alone Together is here we are in the world, and we are alone pretty much because of a lot of countries are on total lockdown. A lot of our states are on lockdown and partial lockdown and that kind of thing. So we're basically alone because we are asked to stay to ourselves and try to stop the spread of this virus that's going around, and it is so sad. And so this is my this is going to be called Alone Together. Now, what this book cover came from was there's a beautiful lady. Her name is Kier Hart, who does a she has a foundation where she sends supplies to people who are disabled in some way, and she calls it the Disabled Artist Foundation. Well, she needed somebody to cut tags for her, and what this was a book that had um, a lot of it had a lot of samples of wallpaper. So I said, okay, I'll do that for you. And so she sent the book to me, and well, actually, the hubster took out the all of the pieces, and I cut the tags, and I sent them on back to her. So she's got them for her kits, and then out of the deal, I got this book. So, and I thought it is, for one thing, I love this image of the waterfall on the front. The same waterfall is on the back. It's beautiful. It's just big. I've never done one this big, but then I thought, this might be awesome because I can put such a layout on the pages. I do want to work to this it's going to be, like I said, it's my Alone Together book, and I'm and so, and I'm not even sure yet what exactly how I'm going to do this, but I do have like some of these hair ties. I have hair ties, these hair bands. This is what I am hoping to use as or what would we call these? Let's see, hopefully they fit. The ties, the the bandings to hold. Oh yeah, this is going to be good. Because see here, now I can put the banding right on there so it fits right on the binding. Now everybody is not going to have this type of a book to use as their journal, but you can use any kind of if you have um, a, a book that you have gutted, you've taken the insides out, then then you can use that kind of a book to hold your pages. So this one, I'm just lucky that it has this here. There's a little piece of Velcro that actually holds it closed when you put it on there. I'm going to be covering up this cover. This waterfall is going to is I'm not going to cover that waterfall because I think that is a gorgeous image. We've got so much glare from my fluorescent light up there, um, but it's beautiful. So I will be working along in getting it decorated, the front, and I'm going to make the pages. But what I think is going to be awesome about this is that I have, um, it even says ecoscapes here because the little pieces were, the pieces in here were, oh man, they were awesome. There were some that felt like burlap, some that felt like they were made out of like wood fibers. They just were awesome papers in here, and they made beautiful tags. But I have a lot of things that are oversized, a lot um, of paper. I may leave that there, Eco, because we're going to be using a lot of junk in here. What, old stuff. Like, look here. This is an old needlecraft magazine. An old needlecraft magazine. It comes from November of 1924. And see, it is actually a little bit, because this is about 12 by 12, 11 and a half by 12 is the whole book. This is, as you can see, it's this wide. The width is going to be perfect, and the length is a little bit long. So I don't know. I think what if I were to use this, actually the whole magazine is just so, I don't think I'd want to cover any of this up. So I wonder, now this is where I have a dilemma. Now, how will I could maybe, the print actually goes almost to the top and almost all the way to the bottom, so I can't really cut a lot off of the whole entire magazine. This is beautiful, beautiful stuff. Okay, so let's see, what else do I have in here? I have, this is all, oh, this was the antique trader, so it's got a lot of vintage papers. The actual book come from 1973, but it's annual articles on antiques for 1973. So this is like antiques, a book of antiques. So it's all very vintage, even though it was printed in 73, but it still has the it's very vintage. It's very worn, and it's aged. Just the colors of the pages are just already so aged. So see, this is one idea then. See how big that is. Now I could take this now and have some pages. Oh, look how they just kind of come apart. They just come apart because of the age. They're just brittle. Well, they're coming apart perfectly, almost perfectly. Now, some of these pages, these are nice pages. They're big. See, they're big. And now, and I actually do have some wallpaper sample pages, which are big. I don't have them right here with me, but because I want to make this into a series, I will be able to, oh, look here. These are actual pages from a, a, a budget minder, a ledger back in, let's see, what if we've got a date on here? Um, okay, I don't see a date printed anywhere, but it looks like here it must have been keeping April 30th, it says here, but don't have a year. Um, and it looks like keeping track of what was sold maybe in a store, because here it has um, one coffee, 28 cents, and 7 sugar, 65 cents. Maybe that was pounds, I bet. And Vaseline, magic oil, pencil rubber, 2 cents for that. There was flour. So this looks like, oh, and it's got names. So Patrick must have come in and bought 7 pounds of sugar, 1 pound of magic oil, 1 Vaseline, 1 pencil rubber. That's what he bought that day. It cost him $1.07. And but then Alan Tard come in and he bought 1 pound of flour and something else. And then Mr. Keats come in there and bought something else. And then those something and oats. Then this dude had bought some oats there. And so anyway, these are very long. They're long. I mean, it come out of a long book. Oh, and look at this. Now, if I fold this completely in half, let me see, is that gonna, oh, then it's too long. Then it's too long. So it's, I would have to use this as only use half of these. Okay, so I'm gonna take a couple of these pages, and this is going to be a build as you go journal. It's going to be a build as you go. So there's no, you don't really plan too much ahead, but you just know, okay, that's all I'm going to take out of there right now. These are beautiful. These are just beautiful. And then I have some music pages. Let's see. Then I have, oh, well, here is a Post. This come out of a Post magazine. Saturday Evening Post, 1957. And I like that cover. Florsheim shoes. Those are some snazzy shoes right there. They was advertising, hoping to sell. And so here, okay, I'm gonna wind up putting a lot of the pages in. Look how beautiful that image is there. So if I tear a couple of these, okay, off of that magazine, and that's then another needle craft. Every young girl's ambition to make a perfect pie. I like that too. Okay, so I'm gonna just, this is how I'm going to start my journal, my alone together, build as you go journal. Now, I've got the cover, and I'm going to, now see, if you have a book that you're using, you'll want to finish the inside, I'm sure, with something first. This, because I don't have to do anything to the binding, it's already done, I can get started quicker on here. So what I want to do is I'm going to figure out my first signature, or part of my first signature. And so, oh, look at that television. Slender 17er. Now, because this book is about 11.5 inches wide, I want to pretty much keep my pages to 11. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold. Some of them are going to be folded exactly in half, like this, okay? But then some of them I want to have right at 10 inches. So I can go at up to a 20-inch piece now. So some of them I will do even that. Yeah, so this is 10 inches this way. And so then when I put these pages together, this here and this here, oh, this has even got the label glued on. 10 of 58 went to somebody in Alabama. And then I want, this is okay, now I'm going to put this one inside here. And then I want to get one of these ledger pages, and I'll just fold that in half. And that's going to go in there. That's going to go in half. Is that going to be too? No, that's going to be right. Yeah, oh yeah, that's going to be right. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to put that one in there like this. Then I also have some paper bags, different kind of bags. This was a bread bag. And look how fun that is. That's, it's transparent on the one side, see, so you could see the bread. This is all like a junk journal, you know, but gosh, I don't like calling some of this stuff junk. And so then I'm going to fold this one. And like, I'm not folding this right in half. I'm folding it, I'm folding it so it will fit. And so we'll see how this works out when I get it finished up. Now here's a paper bag. It's just a pink paper bag. I'm going to fold that. So I'm not going to fold it in half. I just got it folded sort of like in half. Okay, so we'll put that one there. And then maybe they'll even end up to be kind of, you know, not exactly. Oh, these are so awesome, these pages. You can even see the watermark in there. So fold that one. So now this is going to be able to accept any kind of size page. Any size page. Now we're collecting old children's games. See, now this, because it's got a lot of print on there, I'm going to be able to add things to that without feeling like I'm covering up history. And then I have another paper bag. Love this is just a plain brown paper bag. And so these are fun to use in a page because, you know, even as they open up like this, see here, you can use that flap to your advantage, that you can make something on there. So I'm just going to fold it, and I'm not being too particular because I don't have to measure. I know it's going to be, it's going to fit there as long as I don't have more than 12 inches sticking out here, or 10. I'm going to keep it to 10. And then I have, let's see what else might be here. Well, here, let's put this, another page, this page here. And then, oh, these Florsheim shoes, they definitely, I remember seeing advertisements for Florsheim shoes back in the day. And then here's another one of the ledger pages. These are fun. Somebody bought an envelope for 3 cents. 7 pounds of sugar. Oh, how much was it made? Something, a half a dozen of eggs, 10 cents. Something kind of eggs, I don't know. A spool of cotton, 5 cents. This person spent 37 cents. So this must have been in a grocery store, in a mercantile shop where somebody was selling. And this is how they kept track. No computer help. No computer help then. Oh, look at, there's an old, a Lincoln Bank syrup bottle and Mrs. Butterworth's bottle. Oh, fun. So these will be fun pages. Now, and as I go through and build this, some of these pages, you know, they may never even get covered up. They might just stay just as they are. Who knows? I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody really knows about this. It's a secret. And so, have this one go this direction. And then I have one more of these pages that I'm going to fold in half. And then I have one more of these that I'm going to fold. There we go. Now I think that's going to be enough for me to start. Well, I'll put this one paper bag. I'll fold that one. Now, eventually, I'm going to actually bind these, but I'm not going to bind them right now. This is just picking out some pages. So now here we have these folded where I believe I want them folded. And some of the shorter pages like this, some I'll put at the top, some I'll put toward the bottom, so that the whole thing will stay pretty much, the thickness will stay as we go. It'll stay pretty much the same. So this bag, now I'll put that toward the bottom. And because I'm not actually binding it yet, although I may have to, I'm not sure. Let's see, let's put this one toward the bottom. And then this one I'm going to put toward the top. And not pretty many pages here. Maybe I have too many. I don't think so, though. I'm one of those that thinks that everything, you cannot have too much of nothing. But I think this is going to be awesome. Do you see how this is kind of raggedy? Well, we'll fix it, though. I'll tape that sucker shut. Right here, I will just tape that. Because just like they did at the library, they just tape it with Scotch tape. We'll put that on there. I think I want that. Yeah, I want that page right on the front of my signature. See, now these pages, There we go. So I might, you know what? I might go ahead with my long reach stapler and staple these together. Because with my long reach stapler, which I don't have it right here, um, I'd be able to pull those staples out if I wanted to later on and switch and to switch pages around. But this is just our beginning. So this is just our beginning. So this is how it's going to be for right now. And so what I'm going to do is the bands that I've put in here, that is what's going to just hold it in there for right now. So that band, and I'm using just the hair band that was bought at the Dollar Tree. These are actually two hair bands together. And so then that's the beginning. That's the very beginning of my Alone Together. I think I'm going to put up here even, it's going to say Alone Together right here inside. It might also say Alone Together on the front. I'm not sure. We don't know yet. We do not know yet. But there's going to be things like last night I started working on some tags. But and like here's these tags I was working on. But these tags were made during our Alone Together time because I was working on these on a live stream. And so these will be put into this book here and there and everywhere. Um, the things that I on, things that I work on in our Alone Together times that, we're alone, but we're together. So Alone Together times is going to go into this here book. Um, that page there, I want to fix that. I'm just going to use Scotch tape. And we'll fix that little tear so it doesn't tear anymore. And I remember when I volunteered at the elementary school, when my children were in elementary school, a lot of times I volunteered. I was in the library. And so I did a lot in a library. And you checked through books because they would get damaged as they got checked out, and then and so and that's what we did. We fixed the pages with Scotch tape. So there. Now I just fixed that. It's nice and fixed. Let's see how the pages now here. We got them all different sizes, different shapes, different everything. And I love that I can use my whole page from a magazine or something. And look at here, my tag. I can put one of my tags right here on this bag. And so in our time when you just feel like, or you might be cutting pieces out of a magazine, just doing some fussy cutting, and you might just want to put something, and don't give it a whole lot of thought, just, well, I got to give that some thought. My glue's not going to come out. But anyway, look how the pages, I just love how the pages are just like this right now even, but they're going to end up with things on them. We're going to have things on the pages, and just in our Alone Together times. And I love the old stuff. It makes you think about how far we've come, how far we've come. But see, I might want to go ahead and scoot them differently up there, like that. But my band it's going to hold it in there all the time, but I we'll probably take this whole signature out and bind it somehow and then put it back in. I might not leave each pages there because otherwise I'm going to have page slipping down and popping up. And there's the other half of that bag. Another page. And see how we have them all different sizes? The pages are all different sizes. But I've got a lot of vintage and I want to use my vintage up. And but of course the paper bag here isn't vintage, but it's going to be a collection of, look how pretty. What is that date? 1948. That was Jackie in 1948. And there's that paper bag with the, I'll probably end up, oh, it's time for my medicine. Turn that off. Okay, I'll probably take the end off of this so I can slide something in under that transparency there. But look how these pages are already in my book. And that's just the beginning. So this is going to be just phase one, part one, just the beginning of my Together Forever. No, Together, Alone Together. I gotta remember that. I have to write that down. My Alone Together journal. And it's going to, and I'm going to work on it as a series. So you may get kind of bored with it. I don't know. But no, I don't think you'll get bored with it. But we need things right now to do because we don't want to get bored, because we want to this is going to be a lot of junk mail. We want to share ideas of what we can do with junk mail and that kind of thing. But this is just the beginning of my Alone Together journal that is going to be a series, and I'm going to work on it continually while we are um, on our lockdown. Well, we're not on lockdown here yet in Florida, and hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't think, it wouldn't matter to me because I am, I lock myself down. I like to be inside my house. And, but I may put in here even some things that, like there's a we got in the mail the other day a flyer that come from the president as he was telling us the rules of what to do. Wash your hands, stay at home, don't touch your face, those kind of things. 6 feet apart, all his rules were on there. And so I'll probably put that in this book, and I will date the book as when I started it, because actually there will be current history in this book plus past history in the pages. So I hope everybody wants to work along with me, and maybe you can make your own Alone Together journal. I'm going to, let's see. Um, Let me see. I'm just going to read Power Thoughts today. Um, right now, through these times, my mind is kind of all a shambles everywhere. I've been working on different things. I'm going to get some of these mailed out today. I've been making my masks. It makes me feel, I think I'll even put one of my masks inside this book and write down the story about my mask, of why I was making these masks, as because, you know, for history purposes, you know, this will be like, because of a lot of us are almost like repeating history as the oh, what did they call the Rosie the Riveters, you know. A lot of people are making fabric masks because masks right now are so hard to find. And so I won't put one of them. One of those are going to be in my book. Okay, and so let's see. Excuse me. Um, I opened new doors to life. I rejoice in what I have, and I know that fresh new experiences are always ahead. I greet the new with open arms. I trust life to be wonderful. Excuse me with that cough. Um, and that's good for this time in our lives right now. I trust life to be wonderful. Excuse me. Gosh, I have to go get my morning coffee. Um, it's been a while since I've read out of my Power Thought cards deck here. These are good. Okay, and I ask God to watch over you every step you take, every move you make. This will be the start of our new journal, Alone Together, and hopefully everybody will start their own Alone Together journal that we can work on together when we're alone. And I wish for all safety for all of you, safety for all of you, and God's blessings. And I'll see you on the next video. God bless.